There are 3 things that I dislike in the world the most. In no particular order, they are chewing with your mouth open, creepers from Minecraft, and Jeffrey Epstein. And before you think that any of those don't belong in that list, remember that and see if by the end of this video I can change your mind. Now, I know that there's at least one person watching this that doesn't know what a creeper is. And I know that there's at least one person watching this that doesn't know who Epstein is. So let me give you a little rundown in my own words. The creeper is one of the most iconic video game characters on the entire planet, especially since it comes from one of the most iconic video games on the planet, Minecraft. The creeper came out very early into the game's development, and it was a result of trying to make a cute little pig, but instead made this abomination. So the creator thought, hey, that's a cool model. Little this, little that, boom. A new character made, easy. And the creeper was born. You might be thinking, okay, so why is it so bad? Let me paint a little scenario for you. You're playing Minecraft for the first time, and you finally have a house that you're satisfied with. So you get done with the interior, you take a walk outside so you can look at your house. You turn around and your first house has a giant hole in the front. All because this guy was lurking around waiting for you to come out. Not only are these guys destructive, but they're insanely lethal. The enemies in this game mostly only come out at night, and they either have bows so they can hit you from far, or they run up to you and punch you. Not this thing. Yeah, it does have to come close, but it's insanely silent, so you won't hear a thing and all of a sudden you'll hear, and then it's too late. Like I said before, the enemies in this game, they mostly come out at night. Most of them, they burn during the day, like the skeleton or the zombie. So surely you should be safe to come out when the sun's up, right? No, you can't. You know why? Because these guys don't burn during the day. It just stands there, waiting for you so it can ruin your time. And I bet you thought it sounds a little rough already, huh? If I were to ask you what you think would happen if this zombie was struck by lightning, what would you say? Good job, it gets struck and it burns. Now, if I were to ask you what would happen to this player if it was struck by lightning, what do you think would happen? Yes, good job, they would get struck and burn as well. Now, if this creeper was struck by lightning, what would happen? No, it doesn't burn. The creeper becomes twice as powerful and is now charged and can blow up in a bigger radius and kill you with even more ease. Now, I think you have a good understanding of what a creeper is, but how about this guy? This is Jeffrey Epstein. He was born in New York in 1953, and he was raised by 2 Jewish parents. He attended public schools and excelled in mathematics, and since he did good in math, he went on to study it and physics in college. Although he didn't end up getting his full college degree, he still somehow went on to teach math and physics at a private school in Manhattan. Now, this job gave him real good connections, and it placed him near the children of very wealthy and influential people. So he formed connections with these parents and abruptly left his teaching job and moved into finance, working only for the wealthy people. His growing fortune allowed him to live very lavishly and privately. He owned multiple properties and he traveled pretty frequently. And during this time, he always surrounded himself with more and more young women and even teenage girls. He'd often label them as his students or his assistants or different things, like saying that they're a part of his household. By the 1990s and the early 2000s, his behavior had turned into a long-running pattern of sexual abuse and exploitation of minors. The same ones that he had previously called his members of household or his students or assistants. And then blah, blah, blah. I'll skip a lot of stuff. But later on, Epstein was eventually arrested for these same things, these heinous actions that somehow people were so blind to back then. Now, Epstein's harm relied on access, silence, and the abuse of trust, just like the creeper. That's why both of them are so uniquely hated by so many people, including me. However, with everything being said about both parties, you have to sit back and think, am I nuts? Can you really compare these two? How on earth would Epstein be as bad as a creeper? Well, I decided to call some people and get their unbiased opinions on this matter and see which party they morally sit with and who they think is worse.
What is it?
You know a creeper, right?
Oh, what's the creeper? Is it like that person that had the island?
Yeah, but you know Epstein too, right?
Yeah, that's the guy that like blew up, right?
Yeah. Would you say the creeper or Epstein is worse in general?
I think having a private island and not sharing it for everybody is pretty bad.
No, he shared it. He definitely shared it.
Well, why wasn't I on it?
Well, with the time being, you wouldn't want to be one of the ones on it at your
Why
age.
wasn't I on it? Oh, when was the island?
When you were a child.
Oh, I probably couldn't swim then.
No.
Dang. Well, what? Why can't I go? Can I go now?
Do you think a creeper or Epstein is worse?
In what regard?
Just their whole existence. So like, there's multiple creepers, so you could put that in accountability. There's one
Multiple
Epstein.
creepers?
There's only one Epstein, so you could take that into accountability. Who would you say is worse?
This is like a million lions versus all Pokemons kind of thing. I think I'd have to go with Epstein.
You think Epstein's worse?
Yeah, I think Epstein's winning this argument.
A creeper from Minecraft that blows up and like breaks your stuff and is real annoying versus Jeffrey Epstein. Who do you think is worse?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Why do you think Jeffrey Epstein's worse?
Is he the real person? Where are you?
I'm right here. I'm right here.
There you are.
The creeper from Minecraft versus Jeffrey Epstein. Who do you think is worse?
A creeper if it was real.
So creeper's worse than Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The creeper from Minecraft versus Jeffrey Epstein. Which one do you think is worse in general?
Worse. Jeffrey Epstein.
Epstein
Yep.
than a creeper?
Uh-huh.
Why so?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Done more harm, I guess.
Really? Okay.
I'd rather outrun a creeper than be caught up in some sort of ring with Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yes.
Creeper from Minecraft versus Jeffrey Epstein. Which one do you think is worse?
The creeper.
Creeper from Minecraft?
Yes.
Why so?
Well, it does damage to me. I've never met Epstein in my life. And also, I just have hatred for them because they always blow up my house.
Understood.
Hello?
If you were to pick, which one is worse, a creeper or Jeffrey Epstein, who would you say is worse?
Jeffrey Epstein?
Really? You think he's worse than a creeper?
Yes.
Like a Minecraft creeper?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any reason?
Minecraft creepers don't do whatever he did.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Hello?
The creeper from Minecraft versus Jeffrey Epstein, who do you think is worse?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Not the creeper?
Nah, not really.
Really? You don't mind creepers?
Not really, because you can kill them.
Yeah, but sometimes they sneak up behind you, you know?
Okay, but here's the thing. Creepers aren't real.
Okay, well, thank you for answering. Okay, now that the calls are gone and my opinion is through, I'd like you to form your own opinion on both of the parties. You heard me? You heard them? Now, who do you align with more? Do you think the creeper's worse? Or do you think Epstein's worse? I'll let you decide for yourself. I'm not saying my answer. However, at the end of the day, I'm sure we can all agree that chewing with your mouth open has got to be the worst.